This, of course, is notoriously risky because it's miles and miles deep. Well, only God knows what's down there. Now, in the 80s, I was really aggressive drilling wells. And I was really good at borrowing money. Too good. If they ever cut me open, that's all those scars in there trying to pay back what this mouth can borrow. So I was in massive debt. As a matter of fact, it was in excess of $50 million. And I remember my wife called my father-in-law and asked him to come visit with me. She was concerned that I was going to hurt myself. But I had decided to gamble everything. The most that I'd ever spent on one well in my life, over $800,000. When we turned that well on for the first time, I knew it was a gusher. When I heard it screaming, it actually screams, it's so powerful. And then it started spitting, just like any mammal would spit. And it started coughing. And then all of a sudden, it started roaring. And it roared like being at Niagara Falls. And with that single well, I made out with $100 million. Now, I always knew what I was going to do with that money. And I knew it put me in a position that maybe I could realize my ultimate dream. You know, I grew up in West Texas, and this is football country. When you're raised in that kind of culture, it is a tradition. It's just everywhere. And so I became very attracted to the Cowboys. But when John Kennedy was shot here, Dallas was condemned. So it became very apparent that there was a need to change the image of Dallas.
This is the story of a brand new team on the Texas scene and their fearless leader and head coach, Tom Landry.
Tom Landry was the classic example of the kind of guy Texans like. Flew fighter jets in World War II. Went to Highland Park Methodist Church and was a part of the community.
Tom was obviously a brilliant man, a classy man. There was an aura of mysteriousness about him.
And then all of a sudden he puts together a winning team. The city just went on fire.
They made it to half the Super Bowls in the 70s. And they won twice.
A lot of the state fell in love with the Cowboys. Then, of course, nationally, people did. They became America's team.
America's team.
America's team.
Dallas Cowboys have come to be known as America's team.
After the assassination of John Kennedy, we were known worldwide as the City of Hate. But once we started winning, then we became America's team.
Everywhere we went, the world worshipped the Dallas Cowboys. So they built Texas Stadium. It was a monster.
The whole in Texas Stadium, so God could watch his favorite team, the Cowboys.
They were no longer just mortals. They were icons. They were gods.
The Dallas Cowboys are for sale? For how much? Well, if you have to ask, as the saying goes, you can't afford it.
In 1988, I was down in Cabo San Lucas, just laying around all over, and I saw in the paper that owner, Bum Bright, was going to sell the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys principal owner Bum Bright has been engaged in hot discussion with several groups about selling his team.
I was going to go down to Dallas to be the cowboy that rode in on the horse. In every Western is either the hero or the villain, the stranger coming to town.
No one here can say for certain if the team has been sold to Arkansas oil man Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones.
Not much is known about Jones.
Many football fans dismiss Jerry Jones as a rube, sort of a corn-pone carpetbagger.
There was a sensitivity in not being a Texan.
Who is this hit from the sticks, this Jethro Jones?
And it sure as hell didn't need to be somebody from Arkansas.
What is Jerry Jones's plan with the Cowboys?
But this has got disaster written all over.
This was all plot by Jones to ruin the Cowboys so he can move them to Arkansas.
When I met with Mr. Bright, I wrote down the figure $150 million. That was the highest number in the history of sport. We got down to where we couldn't agree on about $300,000. And Mr. Bright looked over at me and he said, I'll flip you a coin for it.
I'm a natural, actual, real, authentical, Arkansas-loving man.
He flips the coin, I lose. I lost $300,000. I really got I own the Dallas Cowboys.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following News 8 special report.
All right, this is Jerry Orr live at Valley Ranch. The family of Jerry Jones has begun to enter into the conference room. Bum Bright has been trying to unload the team, and now, finally, live, we will learn the details behind the sale of the Dallas Cowboys.
Walking into that very first press conference, you could feel the unease. The knives were out, because this was America's team. And frankly, if you will, Tom Landry, he was a godlike figure in Dallas. But all of my successes in life was when I was going against the popular mood, going the other way. I had my eye on a friend of mine from college to coach the Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson is obsessed with winning in football.
Despises losing. Eccentric, flawed.
Control freaks, control freaks.
Hi, I'm head coach Jimmy Johnson, and here at University of Miami, you know, the thought may be that a lot of distractions, but our players are able to get a quality education and then on top of that, play championship football.
At Miami, our players, they knew that I expected them to kick the shit out of them. We weren't going to accept anything less.
They are a force, a fury. They are the Hurricanes of Miami, and from any point on the field at any time, they can strike.
There's only one way we know how to play the game.
Jimmy, the best football coach in the country.
Just pour it on.
And he has as much bravado as anybody in the game.
Play with class, play with poise. Play like the best. That's what you are.
We just had that feeling of swagger. And I encourage them to be so confident that you're going to kick somebody's ass.
Miami is the best team in the country.
And no one embodied that more than Michael Irvin. He played with the same swagger.
And right there is the greatest receiver in Hurricane history.
The man they call the playmaker.
Listen, I was born to play wide receiver. When I was born, the doctor tried to spank me. I caught his hands.
Number 47, Michael Irvin.
Anything coming at me, I catch, you know what I mean?
Michael was such a competitor. He had no fear.
Plays with a lot of enthusiasm.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free. Irvin's gone. Touchdown, Miami.
We're not balling, a shot calling. We take it back to the days of yes, y'allin'.
You know, Jimmy knows how to pull the best out of every guy. He doesn't just coach the body. He coaches the mind. And he made practice hell so the game is heaven.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
There at Miami, I saw Jimmy's desire to win. His lack of tolerance for losing was, in my mind, legendary.
Touchdown, Miami. Showing you why they're number one.
Jimmy will tell me, do you? Do you?
There's a perception that player actions are out of control.
Just an attitude of belligerence and hostility and men at war.
I just do not believe college football, this is not what it's supposed to be about.
People weren't accustomed to seeing players jumping up and down and celebrating and doing all the things that we did.
Bad guys make the colorful threats. Outlaws, the renegades. It's easy to write. It confirms prejudices.
We were not doing it their way.
He said if we get them down, don't let them up.
And people hated us because we kicked their ass.
Jimmy Johnson running up the score, no reason for it.
Jimmy was controversial. And frankly, I like that.
I would get hate mail. You're the devil. You're the devil. And I told our players they can criticize me all they want because we're going to win the national championship.
Once again, is well taken care of. Watching the ball. Irvin is on. Touchdown, Miami. Hurricanes, an underdog, will win a national championship under coach Jimmy Johnson.
The era we had in Miami, I don't know that anyone will ever experience that again. winning the national championship, I was ready for the next level.
Michael Irvin plans for 1988 is hopefully be playing in the NFL.
Welcome to the 53rd National Football League Draft. Now, as we get set, we could be seeing half of the first round consist of running backs and wide receivers.
The day before the draft, Jimmy pulls me over. He said, hey, next season, I have a friend that may be buying the Dallas Cowboys. If they call you, that's where you're going. But I may be joining. All my life, I had dreamed of playing for the Cowboys. I was the 15th to 17 kids. In the ghetto of Fort Lauderdale, when you were as poor as we were, you can't even afford that other O and R. You just say po. But we had the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. My dad, he would have the fedora hat on, just like Tom Landry. And I'm gonna tell you something, man, he loved Drew Pearson. Called him Clutch. For every catch he made, my daddy was just so happy. Oh, he's so good to clutch the man. Says, one day, I'm gonna make enough money, we're gonna go see the Cowboys play. But then, my senior year, my dad, he was real sick. He had cancer. And he said, I feel I'm going home on the morning train. He said, but you gotta make a promise that you're gonna always take care of your mom. And so since then, when I used to score, I used to always point up, put two fingers up at the sky. I was telling him that I'm gonna keep my promise. Take care of mom.
Okay, back to Chris Berman. All right, Pino, thank you very much. The Dallas Cowboys are up next. Let's go to the podium. The commissioner has the card.
Dallas Cowboys select on the first round Marshall Urban, wide receiver, Miami.
Pete Rozelle got the name wrong, but that didn't matter to the Cowboys because they got their man.
Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl bound next year, Super Bowl bound.
We're all gonna fly out to Texas and we're gonna bring Texas back down here for the Super Bowl because Dallas gonna get it next year.
Hey, and you're gonna sell a lot of it, too. I remember coming in that first day seeing a picture of Tom Landry and saying, this is my new dad. My new dad. You got drafted by Tom Landry, man. That was everything right there for me, man. That was everything. I had never felt so close to my father.
Before Jerry had bought the Cowboys, the truth was, those teams were so hard to watch, starting in 87, 88, that America's team was beginning to crumble. I saw it from the inside out. I rode on the team plane to and from games. I basically lived at Valley Ranch. I had written several stories of Coach Landry forgetting the names of players, forgetting the play that he'd called, falling asleep in meetings.
We have some young players, like Michael Irvin who's coming in. Those are the kind of players we have to rebuild the Cowboys with.
I just came from Miami, so I've gone through 4 years of whooping ass everywhere. I don't take defeat. My first game, we're playing Pittsburgh pre-game in the locker room. I'm waiting on a big speech from Coach Landry. Because, I was used to Jimmy give them speeches before a game, and Tom didn't give one of those big speeches. He said, let's get out here and try to keep this thing close. I said, what? That's it? That's it? It just seemed like no one cared. The rest of that year, I'm trying to crank it up. Let's go. Hey, let's play some ball now, motherfucker. Let's go. But they were all veterans telling me I need to calm down. And guys coming over to me saying, hey, man, come on, man, it's the pros, man. It's the pros. That season, we lost 13 games.
The Dallas Cowboys are suffering through their darkest period in a quarter century.
1988 marked their third straight losing season. The mystique had died.
And with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter, fans are going to start heading for the exits. That's going to leave about half the stands empty.
Oil's still down, and so are the crowds. And hard as it may be to believe, America's team is running TV commercials to sell tickets.
Sources close to the team tell ABC News that principal owner Bum Bright may be looking to sell.
Federal regulators moved in and took over Bright Bank, once the second largest in Texas. Now with hundreds of millions in debt, Cowboys owner Bright may be forced to sell the team.
And by 1988, the economic outlook in Texas was pretty grim. The big banks started to fail. I watched people line up down the street saying, give me my money.
All of it was not good. So I felt that something in Dallas had to change.
There I was, 46, and I buy the damn Dallas Cowboys. But we weren't going to be the 70s Cowboys. I had a different vision about glitz and glamour, big city Cowboys, the midnight Cowboys. I think he could beat us up 365 days a year. I could get the eyeballs in the platform, and I could juice it up a little bit. But just as important, I was dead set on being in business with my children.
Hey, tell Jerry I'm all for it. He's all for it. Let's do it. Okay, let me know back. In 1989, I get this call, and they said, your dad wants you to call him at home. I called Dad. And he goes, what would you think about moving to Dallas? And I go, what?
When Dad had called, first we thought he was crazy. Then he said, doing this will take absolutely everything we have. You need to know that.
And here I am, 19 years old, Charlotte, 22, Stephen, 25. Felt like we were kids.
Told my dad, I don't know anything about running a professional football team. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, neither do I.
I knew that we were risking my family's whole fortune and a lot more. And that was madness.
He said, we're just going to have to roll up our sleeves and figure this out.
And I looked at him and said, before we push all our chips in, can I count on you that we're in this together?
After the negotiations with Bum Bright came to a little bit of a close, Jerry and I just kind of assumed that if it happened, I'd be his coach.
He didn't interview anybody. He just said, I'm going to go, get Jimmy. Jimmy's, one of my good friends.
Now, we could not tell the media or anybody anything.
Speculation is soaring about the future of the man on the sidelines, Tom Landry.
Is Tom Landry out?
And I have no comment about that, nor any knowledge about that.
Jerry says, let's go celebrate. He said, I know you like Mexican food. And Jerry, I said, I've been on national television a lot. I said, I can't go out in public. He said, no. It's a little out of the way place. Nobody's going to pay any attention to us. Well, we got spotted immediately. And someone took our photo. The next morning, it was front page news.
That single photo showed me how volatile the bomb was called the Dallas Cowboys.
Sherry Gamble figured she'd answered the Cowboys' main switchboard 1,200 times by noon, mostly the same message.
Coach Landry doesn't know anything. Coach Landry's here. He still has his job. We still have our jobs.
Tensions are high after oil magnate Jerry Jones and Coach Jimmy Johnson were spotted celebrating over dinner last night.
To add insult to injury, turns out that Mexican restaurant was Tom Landry's favorite place.
It was like, are we dancing on the grave? Is that what we're doing now? It just seems so crude. It just seems so classless.
I'm an avid Cowboy fan, but I won't be if he isn't the coach.
Now, everybody knew this interloper from Arkansas, this outsider, was going to fire Tom Landry.
And Tom Landry was spotted leaving Valley Ranch this afternoon, heading to the airport for a scheduled trip to Austin, Texas.
Okay, clear.
That same day, we flew to Austin to find Coach Landry. My words were generally, Coach, I'm here. I respect how much you've done for Dallas, but, you know, I need to go in a different direction.
And how did he take that news?
There's no question that he was emotional, but there was no doubt in my mind I had to be the one to do it.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following News 8 special report.
All right, this is Jerry Orr live. Valley Ranch. The family of Jerry Jones has begun to enter into the conference room.
A quickly scheduled press conference organized just this morning aimed to address mounting questions surrounding the future of Coach Tom Landry.
We also know that Miami coach Jimmy Johnson is in Dallas, staying at the mansion under an assumed name.
I'm trying to advise Jerry what he's going to get into at the press conference. And then Jerry said, hey, you need to get out of town. He flew me back to Miami.
There were cameras everywhere, everywhere. You know, you realized, wow, this is a really big deal.
If you haven't guessed, may I introduce Jerry Jones.
Thank you, Tex. I can't find you. I've got some friends out here that aren't strange faces, and I know that a lot of you that for the first time we're going to see each other tonight, and I don't want to keep those faces strange long at all. If my voice cracks, this is Christmas to me. I'm basically a businessman.
That first press conference, certainly it was of intensity and a magnitude that I had not ever been involved in.
My family and I have given a big piece of us to be a part of the Cowboys. There will be nobody with the Cowboys that doesn't give as big a piece of them. The man that is going to be with the Cowboys is Jimmy Johnson. And what he brings to the table with the Cowboys will be more than if we had 5 first-round draft picks and we were getting to get the last 5 Heisman Trophy winners.
I don't know that anybody could ever be as prepared as what they need to be for the firing of Tom Landry and the change that we made in Dallas. No, you can't be prepared for that.
But I want to emphasize to you that one of the finest things that, or greatest things that will have happened in the Cowboy history is Mr. Jimmy Johnson joining the Cowboys.
When was the decision made that Jimmy would not attend the press conference tonight?
Jimmy and I had our first meeting this morning about 3 a.m. We were eating Mexican food, but no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. We met at a hotel.
I'm sitting there in the front row of the press conference, and I'm dumbfounded. This hick from the Arkansas Sticks, he was celebrating Christmas morning while Cowboy Nation was mourning the, quote, football death of Coach Landry.
One of the wildest moments ever was somebody asked him, well, what will your role be?
I intend to have an understanding of the cleat situation. I intend to have an understanding of the players' situation. I intend to have an understanding of jocks and socks.
And Cowboy Nation just assumed he was a jock sniffer.
This guy really is from Arkansas. And then he says, I want his job. And he points at Tex Schramm, the general manager. And Schramm just shrunk. You couldn't hit him any harder. You couldn't punch him and make Schramm feel any worse.
Sad.
It's tough when you break a relationship that we've had for 29 years.
Tom Landry was just the first to get the boot. Fired or forced to quit were Tex Schramm, the Cowboys' original president and general manager, the team's longtime head scout, the veteran publicist, even the guy who played the national anthem and the stadium public address announcer.
I said, look, a lot of people own a team, but they don't run the team as well. I'm here to work every day. I'm the president and general manager.
He's president and general manager. There's no way. There's no way. I've never heard of such a thing.
Everybody, it's like Jerry is an oil guy trying to play GM in football. Really?
Jerry Jones, for better or for worse, will always now be known as the man who fired Tom Landry.
After that press conference, I remember thinking then, like, what did we do?
And in Dallas, the new era of Jerry Jones began with a night that will go down in infamy as the Saturday Night Massacre.
The next day at Valley Ranch, Tom Landry sat in his office, sifting through the past.
What's going on? The funeral?
Jerry and the Jones family had broken into the museum and taken our most valuable possession.
Tens of thousands of fans flooded the streets today to say one last goodbye to a legend.
More than 100,000 people turned out to honor the Cowboys football coach of 29 years.
That day at the parade, it wasn't a parade as much as it was a funeral.
The firing of Coach Landry was certainly one of the great PR missteps, maybe of all time, because I still
Texas Stadium seats 65,000 people normally, but tonight there's only one person there who counts, and he's on the 50-yard line. He's the man who owns the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones.
I'm sitting there looking at things said about me, said about how inept I was, how dumb I was, country bumpkin from Arkansas, all that bullshit.
For 30 years, I really didn't know it was a disadvantage to be from Arkansas.
Here's a guy who took the team to the Super Bowl 5 times, won 2 others, and off with his head.
I've been blessed to be a part of this community and a part of the Dallas Cowboys. Sam, Coach Landry is a great coach.
Well, then why'd you fire him?
I wouldn't have bought the Cowboys had I not had a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Landry.
You have a funny way of showing it, Jones.
There wasn't any white knight business about coming into Dallas and taking a broken team. That was nowhere to be found. I was Darth Vader.
Well, now, Diane, what do you make of this guy? I mean, he's flamboyant, but do you think he's just kind of a showman?
I think he's a jerk. He's got a lot of money and he's got a big mouth. He stinks.
He's obnoxious, is what he is.
Jerry Jones took the podium before the Arkansas State House, revealing shocking details about the public outcry over his new ownership.
I've had 2 death threats. They're serious about their football in the state of Texas, almost as much as we are in Arkansas.
The freshly painted emblem of the Dallas Cowboys was testimony Jerry Jones was the new owner.
And I'll probably never be in another parade. I may never be in another press conference again, but when I see you on the street, I'll sure say hello to you. Thank you very much.
He rode into Texas from the Badlands of Arkansas with a fistful of dollars and an itchy trigger finger. Now everyone knows who the stranger is.
They were America's team.
And now?
They're Jerry Jones's team.
With all that hate, I could stop and cry, or I could just keep going, but I'm not going to take my marbles and go home. I can't. I burned all my ships when I landed.
Jerry looked at me, he says, you handle the football, I'll handle the business, we'll go back to back, and we'll make sports history.
Be under control, keep those hands up, look at me.
The season before we got there, you know, the Cowboys were the worst team in the league. The only thing positive about it being that bad
is the fact that we earned the #1 pick as dangerous.
Troy Aikman, the All-American quarterback from UCLA. Looking, and throws in the end zone. Touchdown!
You can bench press 330 pounds, throw a football 80 yards, labeled as the savior of the franchise.
A player of unquestioned physical talent.
One of the premier quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Expected to lead the Cowboys back from the dead.
A lot of people think shortly he will be the best.
Right around when I was about to get drafted, I started having the same dream. I'm in the locker room, and I can't get my shoes on. I don't even know where to begin. The game's about to start. I just wanted to get down the tunnel and onto the field. But I'm still trying to get my shoes on. I just couldn't do it.
What do you think that dream means?
I think it's just not being able to do what you feel like you're supposed to be doing. You know, I'd grown up in Oklahoma, 175-acre ranch. My dad's pound for pound the toughest man I know. Was very strict. I hauled hay in the summers, in the mornings before school, fed the pigs, the goats, the chickens. I was treated as a grown man from him by the time I was about 6 years old. There's a lot of good that comes from that. You grow up in a hurry. But deep down, I always wanted to prove that I was as tough as he was.
It was always yes, sir, no, sir. That's the kind of kid he was in class.
I remember the very first time I really kind of noticed him. He threw beautiful passes, but he wasn't real vocal. He was a quiet leader.
People come up to me and say, I can't believe you knew Troy Aikman or you dated Troy Aikman. And he does come across as being very intense, but Troy's a very sensitive person when you get to know him.
I'm not this outwardly emotional guy, but I've got a burning desire to be great. I've always been willing to do whatever's necessary.
First choice, first round, Dallas select, Troy Aikman, quarterback, UCLA.
Troy Aikman is the #1 football player in the United States today coming out of college.
Aikmania has been pervasive in Dallas.
Being the #1 pick as a quarterback puts you in an exclusive club. Everyone is wild about Troy Aikman.
New Cowboy owner Jerry Jones made Aikman the highest-paid NFL rookie in history.
This is one of the flagship franchises of the NFL. This is the Dallas Cowboys. And it just got big, fast.
He's what every one of us expects in our sports hero.
I start to have that dream over and over and over. I'd wake up in sweats all the time.
What a read by Aikman!
The savior of the franchise.
Hey, Robert. Hey, guy. How we doing? Robert.
Even though we had just drafted Troy Aikman, we knew heading into the 1989 season.
Ben? Hey, Larry.
That Herschel Walker was the marquee player. of the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas market.
Wow, it's Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker. I would say that people would rather watch that game than any NFL game that you can think of.
5, he's a foot race.
It's Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker's Herschel Walker, you know what I mean? The best player in the NFL at that time.
I started writing poetry, as a matter of fact, in high school because I read a Sports Illustrated article on Herschel, and he wrote poetry.
Remember any of the poems?
They weren't great, I'll tell you that.
Back in their glory days, someone wrote that the Dallas Cowboys possessed enough stars to fill a galaxy. Well, these days, they only have a shooting star. America's team has become Herschel's team.
Herschel to the left. Herschel dancing down the sidelines. And now they can watch him dance a pas de trois.
Here's the thing you need to understand about Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, he was a man. Herschel Walker was the top player in the NFL. He was one of the best athletes in the world. Herschel Walker was making a large contract. Yes, I'm talking about myself in third person, but I know that. I reckon that's bragging, and I shouldn't do that. My mom's gonna get mad at me.
Sellout crowd for Game 1 of the 1989 season. The Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints.
I'll never forget when we got to New Orleans for our opening game. I'm thinking, we just got the #1 pick in the draft in Troy Aikman, and we have the best running back in the league. We may have this NFL figured out right as we come through the door.
Boy, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have the greatest time of my life.
I mean, I had my whole career out ahead of me and a lot of optimism.
These Cowboys want to establish something. They want to start a tradition of winning.
That was our time. That was our time. Let's show the world who we are.
Watch for the blitzing. Here it comes.
Wow, that's a big welcome to the NFL for Troy Aikman.
Split backs. Aikman back, blitz again. Batted back, incomplete.
Fool, they put a thumping on us.
Quarterback can't do anything. Oh, right there.
Intercepted by Brett Maxey.
It was a complete, thorough butt kicking.
And the Cowboys are held to 0 points. That's a rough way to start the season.
After the first game, I looked at the players and I said, I didn't come here to lose. I said, this shit stops right here.
He said, we're done losing around here. And, of course, we weren't. We lost the next 7 in a row.
And the Cowboys lose again today. A tough loss for the Cowboys.
It is now week 7 in the NFL. Jerry, the Cowboys 0-6, still no wins.
Well, it is hard to say you're making progress when you're 0-6, but we have made some progress. This is why you don't fire Tom Landry. We're dealing with a couple old country bumpkins.
It's a devastating loss for the Cowboys. They've gone from America's team to the worst team.
That season was just terrible. We're playing San Francisco. I ran a post corner.
Long into the corner, Irvin's open, the pass is late.
You got somebody down, it looks like Michael
Irvin's hurt.
The guy pushed me back. That's how I ripped my ACL. I sat out the whole season. And it went from ugly to worse.
Touchdown, Jerry Rice.
This team is struggling, but we've got the great Herschel Walker.
Dallas must cash this in. Walker at the goal line.
And then all of a sudden, they announce that they're going to trade him?
A radio friend of mine says the Dallas Cowboys have just traded a Rolls-Royce for 5 Toyotas.
Herschel Walker to Minnesota for 5 players. The great Herschel Walker for these guys? No one had ever even heard of these guys.
I couldn't believe it. They're trading Herschel Walker like, oh, geez, what are these guys doing?
The Dallas Cowboys may have been had.
And to sweeten the deal, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones paid an additional $2 million for Walker to waive his no-trade clause.
We're the worst team in the league, and we just traded our best player for 5 nobody.
The one good player we've got, now he's not even here.
I don't think the Cowboys will ever be the same till the JJs go back to Arkansas.
They've embarrassed us.
Cowboys are no good.
It's going to come back to haunt the Cowboys.
I was getting my ass kicked every day. Everyone saying, you should take your ass back to Arkansas.
Who in the hell does he think he is?
The Devil has come to Dallas in the form of Jerry Jones.
Dallas has been shut out, the big goose egg.
In '89, we lost 15 games. They only played 16 of them.
At the end of the season, I would drain. Yeah, it is the worst year of my life.
Dallas Cowboys tied the record for most losses in NFL history.
Well, if I'm being honest, having only one win in my first year in the NFL wasn't even my biggest problem. We were losing $1 million a month cash flow. I couldn't pay the bills, and consequently, there was a great risk that I would lose the team. So I drank a little bit to get to go to sleep. And that's not necessarily good, but I drank. Then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, heard that first cricket. My eyes would be open. I'd be up for the day.
Jerry Jones.
I lived at our Valley Ranch headquarters 24 hours a day. During that, I developed heart arrhythmia. It's when you never sleep and your heart starts beating faster. But thank God I had Jimmy Johnson. That's who you want in the foxhole with you.
I really don't have a lot of outside interests. I don't really spend a lot of time doing anything other than football. I live 3 blocks away from this complex, and so I'm pretty well involved in football 12 months of the year. I take very little vacation time. I live by myself.
He figured it would take 100% commitment, so he told his wife of 26 years that it was time for a divorce.
I called Jerry, I said, somehow, some way, we got to jumpstart this. Somehow, some way, we've got to get better talent and more players.
And I said, Jimmy, now you're going to empty your bucket in your way. I'm going to empty my bucket in my way, and we're going to do it together. But ultimately, we were optimistic because we had an ace up our sleeve.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. Any thoughts on who might go for a running back?
Dallas is in a position to take one. New York Giants.
Now, the thing people didn't realize about the Herschel trade, there was actually a catch. If we cut 5 players, then Minnesota would have to give us 5 picks, 1 for every player. Mike Lynn, who was the general manager, conjured up this idea that since we were losing so many games, he thought we would fall in love with the player and want to take the player rather than the picks. I called Mike Lynn up. I said, Mike, we're going to release the players. And he said, I don't believe you'll do it. We did it, and we got the picks.
We've got all these draft picks.
Okay, yeah, hang on.
How do we get the maximum out of it?
So when we got in the draft room, we knew how great Troy was. We knew how great Michael was. But the one thing that was going to be the backbone of that offense, running the football.
Now, the running back we had our eye on was undersized, and his speed was not a blazing speed. But that Herschel trade allowed us to take risks.
Buffalo Bills select James Williams, defensive back, Fresno State. Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock.
We were sitting there with the 21st pick, and the guy we wanted was still on the board at 17.
We said, man, if we're going to take a running back, let's trade up and get who we actually want.
Pittsburgh has traded this choice to Dallas.
All right. So the Dallas Cowboys jumping up.
Robert, go ahead and turn it in.
So the Cowboys made the trade, and they aren't going to sleep on it. They know exactly what they're going to do.
Okay. You got us running back.
This is Coach Johnson with the Cowboys. Well, pretty good. How'd you like to put a star on your helmet?
With the 17th pick in the 1990 NFL Draft, Dallas selects Emmitt Smith, running back from Florida.
That day, in my mind, I was tricked out. My fit was something that was in style.
sit down. How's it feeling? Still a little tight? Let the mind control the body, not the body controlling the mind. Right, Emmett? Let the mind control the body. Stretch it out, stretch it out.
Work down, straddle that leg. Leave that for Emmett, huh?
Come on now, let's go.
Why would a brother stretch out? Why it gotta be like that?
Everybody up here, real quick. I want a tough practice, a hard practice. We're gonna knock some heads.
So how would you describe training camp?
The way we practice, you can't do today.
What the hell have you been doing? You ain't broke the sweat all damn day. You jumped your ass down the field. Let the mind control the body, not the body control the mind.
We got a lot of young players from the Herschel trade, and my philosophy was you got to push the players beyond their limits. So how do you do that? It might be respect. It might be fear.
Hold on that damn football. Get him out of here. I want him out.
JJ is already losing some of his players. One player says, he treats us like 17-year-olds. I have no respect for him.
They're not in the shape that I want them in.
Measuring test to see if you are in condition is 16-1-10. You run a mile, you sprint a mile to show you're ready to play.
I was on my 6th or 7th or 8th one, and I saw this kid on the ground, just couldn't breathe. Jimmy comes over, what the fuck is wrong?
Part of this group. Asthma, my ass. Get over there on that other field and have some asthma. You're on the wrong field to have asthma. I line my ass. Get out of here.
Jimmy was a complete asshole.
Well, rookie running back was cut on the spot today.
I've got asthma. I want the job done.
But I laugh at what other people call hard work.
Mike Burden was seen putting out a workout clinic today.
There were some older guys that played for Landry, and I told Coach, here's a list. These must go.
Jeff Lohr received the news about being cut early in the day.
Like there is a presidential line, Michael had a straight line to the person that was making the decisions.
There are people here worried about being cut. I'm not so much worried about being cut. We need to quicken this, because we got to get somewhere.
And Aikman hands the ball off to Emmitt Smith for no yards.
And then virtually no offense, total ineptitude on offense.
And the Cowboys lose today.
Jimmy told us, I'm here for one reason. It ain't about my family, it ain't about my kids, it ain't about my wife. I'm through with all of that. I'm here to win.
That marks another Cowboys loss.
And if you can't help me win in some form or fashion, you gone.
Cowboys have now dropped 3 out of 4.
The big problem was, this offense, I cannot understand the rhyme or reason behind.
And the Cowboys finished with another losing season and an offense that clearly continues to struggle.
Jimmy say, okay, this ain't gonna happen next year. This is awful.
We have a young team. We have a team made up of more draft picks over the last 3 years at a high level than any other team in the NFL. But I don't think there's anybody in this organization that feels like we've really accomplished something yet.
Jimmy wanted me, and in his research, he found Norv Turner.
When I was a kid growing up, I'd watched football forever.
After a safety makes it Dallas 3, St. Louis 2. The Cards are on the wing. John David Crowe picks up 20 yards.
Balance has always been the key to the best offenses I've seen.
He rolls the base, 3-yard line.
So our approach was, when the defense is geared up to take away the pass, run the ball. And if they stop the run, throw it. When I'd seen Troy play at UCLA a lot, he was the most accurate passer I've seen. He didn't hit between the 8s. He picked out an 8 and hit the 8 he was throwing to.
The biggest thing that Norv did with me was stressing that we've got to speed you up. We've got to speed you up.
Don't stop now, guys. Don't stop.
And that took a lot of work to get right.
It sounds so straightforward, but there's beauty in simplicity.
With Norv, I learned, when I hear set, I'm going.
I
I just had explicit trust that the receiver's going to be where he was supposed to be.
And Aikman drops back, and he's going deep to Michael Irvin. What a throw by Aikman. That's a 43-yard catch to Michael Irvin.
Norv had a play called a bang eight. It's a 4-step. I run a little slant route. You got to catch him, boom, and then get hit. When the ball leaves his hand, you'll see the smoke on him. It's smoking like a rocket. And then he just gets right there and stops. And looks up and says, go ahead and catch me. I said, thank you, man.
The Dallas Cowboys open up the season with a victory.
It's too dangerous right there with everybody else.
Boom, here comes all the defense. He gets here too late. Boom.
Boy, Troy, you put that bang eight right on you, buddy.
Going for the end zone. Pitch caught for a touchdown by Michael Irvin.
I may get knocked out, but that ref gonna say first down.
Great route, great catch.
And the defense will need to adjust to slow down these throws to Irvin. That should open up some space for Emmett to get to work.
The previous year, our offense was too complicated. Complication makes you think too much.
Second and goal from the 3. Aikman draw to Smith. Huge hole. Right guard. Diving. Touchdown, Emmett Smith.
Simplification allows me to do one thing, and one thing only. Play fast. Play fast. And Jimmy wants the team to play fast.
Hand off Smith. A nice block. And Robert Clayton with a kick. Through the 30. Zip on to the 20. Sideline to the 17.
You running all the right down they cut. Right down they cut. Keep running.
Press. Keep running. Press twice. You don't get it. Of course, be careful wide at you. Just pick it up there and get what you can. All right. We're going to run.
That offense was geared up for Troy, Michael, and myself to have success at the highest level. That's why we say, by land or by air, we will win this game.
That was our DNA.
Now, at that point in the season, we're 6-5, and we had a good football team, but we weren't great.
Okay,
hey, well, keep it rolling.
Okay.
Take care, baby. Y'all having a great year.
All right, thank you. You are too.
Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better.
You know, it's kind of fun when you really know who the best team is. Right now, you have to say the undefeated Washington Redskins, and it gives everyone something to shoot at.
This was the biggest game we played, and we were going to see how good we really were.
Blue 45.
This has started out as a tough game for Aikman.
Adversity. Everybody has it. But only the dogs can rise above it.
Aikman will throw on first down. Caught by Michael Irvin.
It took 2 years, but our offense, they was going to wreck your world.
Emmett Smith, touchdown, Dallas. There is no one there because they're all playing pass defense. Aikman will throw again. Troy Aikman has emerged as the best quarterback in the NFC.
This will be a prayer up in the air. Touchdown. The Cowboys lead. The Cowboys have the lead.
Washington was the cream of the crop, and we were beating them.
Troy Aikman has emerged as the best quarterback in the NFC.
That game has slowed down for him. Troy was clicking on all cylinders.
Aikman is down. Aikman took a big hit just after he let it go.
Troy's in a world of pain. That does not look good.
Aikman would appear to be through for the day.
A lot of football left. Don't worry about this.
Can't go now? We'll do it again. Some more time, baby. What's the word? Just don't be crazy. You don't try. All right.
I got rolled up on, hyperextended my knee, and was done. It was going to derail the season.
It was horrible. Oh, my God. It was just so hard to get through a game, man. Michael, stop. He's not coming. He's not coming. I just keep watching, like, get my quarterback. I need my quarterback. I need my quarterback.
In the third quarter, Dallas leading 14-7. Now coming in to replace Troy Aikman is the backup quarterback, Steve Berline.
As a backup quarterback, I was being given an opportunity that I could not screw up. Fortunately for me, I was always able to step into those situations with confidence.
When something like this happens, you get a guy like Steve Berline who hasn't played a lot. The offense has to get some rhythm here.
First and 10, Dallas at the 30. Berline back to throw it.
Berline threw a dart out here to Irvin.
I said, Steve, don't worry about what the damn coach called. Just throw me the damn ball. You want to stay in the NFL? You just throw me the ball. Don't worry about what the call.
Mike and I immediately started clicking.
Berline looks sharp.
He wanted me to always understand that I was never wrong going to him.
Irvin. Cowboys have found a way to make Michael Irvin the go-to guy.
I had confidence in him, and he knew that I needed him to make those plays.
Their undefeated season is slipping away from them, and it all comes down to one quarter.
I told everybody in our huddle, nothing's going to change. Let's go win this ball game right now.
Dallas at the Washington 23, leading 14-7. Blitz is on. Berline stands and throws it left.
It's caught for a touchdown. That's the play he needed. Brilliance. Is it Michael Irvin or Michelangelo? It's a final at RFK. The Cowboys 24, the Redskins 21. Remarkable show.
Go on the road into that stadium and beat the undefeated Washington Redskins. It said we can play with anybody, and we knew it.
Yes! There wasn't many folks thought that there's any way in the world that the Cowboys could come close to the Redskins. Hey, super job of working. Hey, super job of believing. Just like what we talked about at practice. Hey, you know, when you ever go after a big gorilla, you don't ever hit him lightly. You hit him with everything you got. Yeah!
We wanted to come in here and rock the world, I guess, as these guys are saying right now, and it's been fun. We had a great time out there.
Berline stepped in and did a great job, and I just hope Troy get back soon, and hopefully we can go out next week and win another one.
Take a day off, too. Painful it is.
The ligament on the outside of the knee was the one that Troy Aikman has problems with.
Aikman's injury is rare, but also that it's not serious.
I'm probably being the ultimate optimist, but I think that if I miss 3 ball games, that I would definitely be ready to go for the 4th.
From Texas Stadium in Irving, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. The tradition continues on this holiday.
Troy wasn't able to play. And so I knew that I was going to have a chance to make a run for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
Irvin has been the big target way out to the right for Berline. He goes there again. He's got it. He could go all the way.
Cowboys win. What a great game. What a great game.
Through the first 4 years of my NFL career, I was scratching and clawing for everything. I mean, nothing came easy.
He's a good quarterback. I got confidence in him, and I believe everyone else around has confidence in him also.
I mean, I felt bad for Troy. But with Berline, I got more carries.
Emmitt Smith again.
And with that, Smith now leads the league in rushing.
During that win streak, Jimmy pulled me aside and said, hey, you're the guy.
Guy's a talented player. He is an overachiever that's talented, and he's healthy.
Everybody wondering whether Steve Berline could deliver. He did.
Me getting hurt was obviously frustrating, and then Berline was playing at a different level.
Berline has just been looking in top form. He came right in and filled Troy's shoes quickly.
When you get into a zone like that, it's contagious.
Berline's playing a heck of a job at quarterback. We're just going to tear him up. No doubt, baby.
They got on a hot streak to secure a playoff spot.
And that's 4 wins in a row. This is the best they've looked all season.
Dallas clinched a playoff spot with 1 regular season game left to play.
We believed that we were good enough to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I was happy for the team and the way that we were winning and the way Steve was playing, but personally, it was tough.
I'm going to take this car as far as it'll go before it runs out of gas.
But the big question was, who's the quarterback going to be?
Troy Aikman worked out in front of the press today. His message was simple: I'm back.
From a personal standpoint, it was frustrating. And yeah, I feel like I was ready last week, and the knee feels good. I would like to get out there and play some this week if their intentions are to start me in the playoff game.
I thought I was healthy enough to play the final game of the season.
Texas Stadium is sold out, as it's been all season long, as the Falcons and the Cowboys both head into the playoffs, battle in the regular season finale.
Troy started saying that he felt like he could go.
I didn't know if Troy was saying he was healthy because he had won all these games. You know, it may make you feel like you're healthy all of a sudden.
So as you can see, Troy is back from injuring his knee 4 weeks ago, but he's not going to see any action today.
Jimmy had told me that he wanted for me not to play so that I was 100% the following week for our wild card game in the playoffs.
Here's the last play. And he throws, and incomplete. The output to hang on.
That 11-5 record, the best since '83, and the Cowboys are headed to the playoffs the right way.
Fans said bon voyage to the Cowboys as they head to their first playoff game against the Bears.
Jimmy Johnson have a tough decision, Steve Berline, Troy Aikman.
Jimmy Johnson will face a tough decision of a quarterback who has led him to 5 tough victories while Troy Aikman has been down. Troy Aikman is my quarterback of the 90s.
I was excited knowing the magnitude of what was about to happen. I was going to be starting in Chicago in our first playoff game, only then to read that I was not going to be playing. Just said, are you serious? I mean, it seemed like it was like not even believable. I went and visited with Jimmy, and I told him I was under the belief, he said I was going to be starting. You know, he made it clear that this was a decision that he had made.
I wasn't worried about anybody's feelings, Troy's or Steve's, or I was just trying to win a game.
I am sticking with what I just got through saying a few minutes ago. This week, Steve Berline will start.
Jimmy made his choice. I was the guy.
I don't make the decisions around here. I just adhere to what I'm told, and so I don't know what will happen. I mean, a lot of things can happen. Steve may be leading this team after all.
Jimmy wanted great athletes, but he wanted certain mentalities. Passion, rage.
What Jimmy liked about me was that I was a lot more vocal as a leader than Troy Aikman. I was a real emotional player. And Troy was not a rah-rah kind of guy.
Let's just say the Dallas Cowboys are about to go the way of the Soviet Union, my friend.
Now, as a reward for winning 5 straight and getting Dallas into the playoffs, Steve Berline gets the start at quarterback today, even though Troy Aikman is fully recovered from his knee injury and is ready to play. Pre-game introductions are already underway. Let's listen in.
Number 88 from Miami of Florida, Michael Irvin. And quarterback, number 7 from Notre Dame, Steve Berline. And running back, number 22 from Florida, Evan Smith. And number 48 from Serbia.
Steve Berline opens at quarterback.
job he's done.
And Michael Irvin catches more passes than anyone.
Beuerlein parks the single, handoff again. Smith diving over the top. Touchdown for Emmitt Smith.
That's going to work. That's going to work. Good job, Steve.
3rd and goal at the 3. Beuerlein back to throw, looking left. At the goal line. Cowboys win.
Cowboys have not been on a winning streak like this since 1977 when they went to the Super Bowl.
Two years ago, the Dallas Cowboys were 1-15. Last year, they were 7-9, and today they are 1 victory away from the NFC Championship game. That is progress.
Before the game, I'm sitting there playing catch with Troy. He's winging the ball back. I mean, everyone knew he was pissed. But honestly, I like the fact that I kept Troy on the bench a little longer than he wanted to be.
Cowboys will have the first crack at the ball. Beuerlein to throw. Pass is picked off. Touchdown Detroit. Beuerlein never saw him coming. Kramer. Touchdown. This place is loud and loud and louder. Detroit overwhelming.
At the 10, touchdown Detroit.
Unfortunately for me, that Detroit game was the end of the run.
Troy didn't get to play until the end of the game when he got thrust into garbage time. He was devastated.
Sack on Aikman. The blitz coming down. He
dropped it.
Pressure, sack.
The
Cowboys' 6-game winning streak and their season stops, and the Lions move on, beating the Cowboys 38-6.
I told you before the game, fuck this.
I think Jimmy misread probably early on how important winning was to me and how dedicated and motivated I was to win. There was a time where I told my agent, you know, you have to try to work a deal and get me traded.
With Troy, the Beuerlein thing had a certain threatening aspect to it. I was not alarmed by it, but I didn't dismiss it. It could jeopardize what we were building towards. And I said, Jimmy, it's Troy Aikman as our quarterback for the long haul.
Think it was a mistake to start Beuerlein?
Was it a mistake? I don't think so, because we were so poor in our pass defense, it wouldn't have made any difference who the quarterback was.
The physical and mental aspect of our game is very complicated. You've even heard it said, you can't play football successfully with Sunday school teachers. So if you wait around and try to get the player with the perfect character, you've given yourself a handicap that's not necessary. In fact, flawed individuals are some of my greatest role models.
Before the '92 season, 49ers called the Cowboys, said, would you be interested in Charles Haley?
Charles Haley always in relentless pursuit.
Back pressure from Haley, and he buried it. Watch out, Haley's got it from behind. Charles Haley.
He's a Pro Bowl player.
Charles Haley destroyed them.
Charles Haley has had a spectacular game today.
Won 2 Super Bowls.
Charles Haley.
He is as disruptive as a hyperactive child.
The only problem was, we heard some horror stories.
Charles always found a rookie that he wanted to pick on. When I got to the 49ers, I happened to be that rookie. You know, calling me a pussy. Then in '92, I heard that Charles walked up into the general manager's office. He pulled out his dick, pissed on his desk, and said, this is how bad I want out of here.
Can a player go against his coaching staff like this?
I joke with guys and I tell them there's three different, there's Charlie, Chuck, and Charles. Charlie is the sensitive one, he's always crying. Charles is the sensible one, and then Chuck, he's the asshole. George Seifert was the head coach. He was a micromanager. I hated it. So one day, the head coach was talking. Then, you know, I just got mad and I started yelling, and then it went from being mad to rage, and where I tried to hit the head coach.
And then boom! Haley upset about something.
Let me give you a secret. Whatever came in my head, I did. I didn't give a shit.
I knew how dicey involvement with the Cowboys might be. But I'm a huge believer in rehabilitation.
The Cowboys called and said, I got to be on the next plane out. And as soon as I get off, I'm walking down the tunnel. My God, every media in Dallas was there, and they were shining lights all in my eyes. Then this hand sticks out.
Hey, nice to meet you, sir. How you doing? All right.
Hi, welcome to Dallas. I'm Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He told me everything they ever did in his life, how much money he was losing.
$30,000 a day.
What the hell is going on?
Whether we got up or slept in.
I heard it all, dog.
I was really good at borrowing money.
Oh, shit. And he said something to me that resonated. He said, Charles, I got your back.
I said, I'm at the gate today. I'll always be at the gate. I'll always be. You ready to go, or did you leave your heart in San Francisco?
Man, when I first came to the Dallas Cowboys, those players, they were dumb as hell, but they were very talented. I've never seen that much damn talent. Oh, my God.
Crowd not making it easy for Rippon and the Skins. Rippon setting up in the pocket. A great defensive play by Charles Haley.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's a lot of crazy people in this whole documentary. But Charles Haley...
Watch out, Haley's got it from behind and sacks him. Charles Haley.
It's a special kind of crazy, you know what I mean?
Charles Haley has had a spectacular game today.
But every team in the National Football League needs a Charles Haley.
Dallas Cowboys defense, unconscious.
Giants-Cowboys matchup coming up today.
Now watch him come off the double team right here and explode.
Charles played with an attitude and a nastiness that allowed him to just reach levels that most guys just aren't able to get to.
When he smells blood, he smells pass, he can go after him.
People might think split personality. I just know how to push that button and go to rage.
They needed a dominant player.
I'm a Zulu. I'm a warrior. After those first few games, a bunch of guys, they come to me, come on, let me see your Super Bowl ring. I said, shit, let's go win one.
How you doing?
We're the youngest team in the NFL. The future was ahead of us, and I think we all started thinking higher.
That season, the team really got hot.
Second down and goal, handoff Smith again, diving over the top, touchdown, Emmitt Smith.
We started to realize that what we had was so special.
With the Cowboys off to a 4-0 start, there is no doubt this is Aikman's team.
A lot of people don't understand the greatness. It didn't come necessarily on the field. It was really the time that we spent off the field. It made us accountable for each other on and off the field. Before every game, Emmett and I would do our double trouble.
This right here, tap, tap, deuce, deuce in 88. He's deuce, deuce, I'm 88. Double number. And it was just a reminder. Hey, I need you today, you need me today. Let's go do our job.
Welcome to the Los Angeles Coliseum to watch the high-flying Cowboys and the Los Angeles Raiders. I can't believe it. Look at all that blue out there. Smith up the middle, breaks a tackle, comes right, touchdown Cowboys.
Well, we're seeing a good offense that's working on all cylinders. They're making things happen.
Right now, the Dallas Cowboys are, I think, the best
have some football with it.
And for us to come in here and win in front of 91,000, that says something for our football team. Our guys are young, but they're growing up in a hurry.
I thought every team was like our team. We did everything together. But not every team was like the Dallas Cowboys. We were families.
AJ to wing, Aikman back to throw. Oh, over the middle. The Cowboys 34 and the Detroit Lions 3.
Cowboys, they're a football team 8-1 now that has answered every challenge. They're proving to be extremely tough.
Michael's a special guy.
I walked right by the pizza.
But you can walk right
back in.
Well, I had a bite of that pizza. It is pretty good.
It's always been Roy. I didn't think Troy could get shortened, but but it did, yeah. Michael was the guy who brought the energy. Nobody was going to get in the way of him catching the ball.
We're playing Arizona, and the cornerback was like, "You go ahead, I'm right here, I'm ready, man. I got you all day."
Go get him. Go beat him up.
Okay, thank you for waking me up today.
5, Aikman's lost, and it's caught by Michael Irvin. Gets away from the defender.
Dude, I thought you were gonna be with me. Where are you?
Touchdown, Dallas.
You should have left me asleep. Now you gonna raise me up and I'm gonna rise up on your ass.
Throws, pumps one. Michael Irvin is covered, but he's got it anyway for another Dallas touchdown.
This guy's so fun to watch.
He's competitive and cocky and confident.
This guy celebrates way too much.
Let's turn to the offensive coordinator.
Has just done a fabulous job of getting the best out of the weapons that they have.
You think of Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and you think of Emmitt Smith, Eddie, the big three.
When we were named the triplets, it was like, okay, we're here.
Everyone's going great there. They have the best record in the NFL.
We tasted success. We like it. It tastes good. We want some more of it.
This is truly still America's team.
This city is amazing. Especially when you're winning.
The more you get, the more you want. I don't call that greed, but if that's what it is, I'll take it.
The Cowboys were on the verge of making the playoffs, and this town was ecstatic. I mean, it was really fun. Jimmy didn't quite feel that way.
Even though we're winning.
Jimmy Johnson off with the head. I don't think I've ever seen him that upset.
Jimmy keeps getting more intense.
No! They didn't blow the whistle! Nobody blew the whistle!
When you have that much pressure and you know you have a great team, you want the mindset of your football team to be what your mindset is. Does everyone get how close we are? We could go to the Super Bowl.
Late in the regular season, we lost what we thought was going to be a win, but it wasn't one of these dejecting losses to where you just feel like, oh, we're never going to recover from this.
After that loss, we get on the plane, and I am just fuming because of the way we played. So the flight attendant starts to serve the meal, and I say, no meal. They don't deserve to eat.
We couldn't eat, man. We were starving, man. What's the point of eat? We can't even eat on the damn thing.
A grown-ass man that just played a whole football game for you.
He was a dictator. He was an asshole. And he didn't care what guys thought about him.
I want them to expect to win every single time they go out. I want them to be nauseated, to be sick at their stomach when they lose. Because that's how I felt.
We're about to go into the playoffs. Meaningless game. The backup running back fumbled the ball twice. Jimmy cut him right there on the spot.
Most every coach will tell you that, cutting a player is one of the hardest things that they have to do. I don't think it is.
I was okay with cutting that guy. We need some urgency.
When the season finally ended, Jimmy walks into the locker room to talk to the team. We just had our best season, and he's starting into this speech about having won the and the postseason, and he was giving us that moment that we'd never gotten. And that moment was about to happen. And then the door to the locker room opened up, and he stops and turns around, and it was Jerry and a few of his friends. And Jimmy just stopped and said congratulations and went to his locker, and it was over. And so we didn't get that moment that we thought we deserved.
I had to be demanding on those players to get them to go to a place that normally they wouldn't go if I hadn't have pushed them.
The next night we had our Christmas party, and the guys said they're not going. And I said, well, I've got to go. I mean, I'm the quarterback. I have to go. I showed up. There wasn't anyone there. Jimmy and I were talking, and I told them, I said, players aren't happy. And one conversation led to another. We started talking about aquariums, and I said, you know, I always thought about getting an aquarium.
Had 3 or 4 in my home in Dallas. It's really a peaceful thing, seeing the fish, and then seeing the predators too, you know, fish eating other fish. It was an outlet for me.
And then he says, hey, what do you say we go get you an aquarium after practice? So I said, okay. So we did. And the next thing you know, he came, put it together in my house.
So it just kind of helped build a relationship talking about things other than football.
After that, he'd come over with a 6-pack of Heineken, and the aquarium was in my master bedroom. And I had a chair in there. He'd just go plop down in that chair and drink Heinekens and watch the fish. It was the beginning of a new chapter for us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel.
I'm Terry Bradshaw.
And we welcome you today of the NFC Divisional Playoffs. The eyes of Texas Stadium are upon the Eagles and the Cowboys for this bitter NFC East rivalry. San Francisco 49ers will host the winner of today's game next Sunday for the NFC Championship.
Going into the playoffs, I did not dismiss what we had at risk here and the potential of us going home with a loss. But if we could get 2 more wins, we'd be competing for a Super Bowl.
Quarterback from UCLA, number 8, Troy Aikman.
And the Cowboys will be going up against a familiar face today in the form of number 34, Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker, the former Cowboy and Viking, a new home in Philadelphia.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Herschel Walker on the turn.
This has been the renaissance of Herschel Walker. Herschel has carried this team to this playoff.
Touchdown, Herschel Walker.
They really wanted to get rid of Herschel Walker. So I said, okay then, if they want to compete against Herschel Walker, we can compete.
And now with Herschel Walker on their team, the Eagles know they can win. They've done it against the Cowboys for years.
The way we got measured, the way Jimmy measured us, was going up against Philly. And that team beat the living crap out of us earlier.
The rivalries in pro football where one team seems to have sort of a hang over another.
They were the bullies in the alley that you just really hated to face.
These just people that don't like it.
They are 11 angry men who offer the Cowboys a clear and present danger.
The first time I played against them, it was on Thanksgiving my rookie year.
Break these balls! Are the Eagles really bounty hunters? Cowboys charge the Eagles with deliberately trying to injure Troy Aikman. $500 to take him out of the game.
Jerome Brown jumps offside. The play's dead, right, wrong. And the brawl begins. Kevin Goldman looking more like Muhammad Ali.
Reggie White is a one-man gang out here.
They sacked Troy 11 times in one ball game. Unheard of. Unheard of.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He's tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's number 8. That is the 11th sack by the Eagles.
Every game that I played against them, I remember walking off the field and just thinking, man, what does it take to win a game around here?
He's hit, and down he goes. Another one for the Reverend Reggie White.
I was tired losing to Philly game after game after game.
For Dallas, Troy Aikman, one of the league's best young quarterbacks, will try to elevate his game and his team to the next level in this, his first ever postseason start.
This is not just any other game. I could feel the emotion And I just felt my heart racing, you know, like I was just trying to breathe and trying to calm down.
I'm talking to the team. I said, here's how we're going to beat Philadelphia. I said, you offensive linemen, I don't care if you have to grab them, you got to kick them in the nuts, you do whatever, don't let them hit Troy.
Bring it on! Put him in. You know it. Get us on!
The former Cowboy, Herschel Walker. Cunningham looking left all the way, fires to Walker. 2nd and 3. Walker dances into the secondary.
And Herschel exacted some early revenge here and swore home.
He would deny any emotion about this game, but if you know him, you know that the emotion is present.
I went into that game with a singular focus. I'm here to work, I'm here to beat the Dallas Cowboys, and I'll be your Huckleberry.
And the Eagles will bring on the field goal team. 33 yards out, and that one is perfect.
And the Eagles draw first blood as they go up 3-0.
Troy Aikman comes from the Cowboys sideline.
My relationship with Troy was such that I realized to bring out the best in him, I had to put the expectation on him that he was going to be the best ever. Not just a great quarterback, but the greatest that's ever played the game.
Troy's the type of guy, he'll walk into a room, he may not even look at you. Hey, how y'all doing? He may walk away or he may put his head down or go on about his business. But when Troy walks into a huddle, that dude has never looked nowhere but in our eyes.
It's a tough sport.
Reggie White with his first sack of the night.
There's some tough men that play it.
Aikman out of the pocket. This is a tough guy, Troy Aikman.
And what we all hope to have is the respect of our coaches and those in our locker room. And the way you gain their respect is you prove to them that you're going to show up and you play through pain, you play through injury.
Aikman straight drop sets, deep ball, watch it all, it's caught from the 5, and who do you think it is? Michael Irvin.
That's it. Top what I need now. That's all I needed. Boy, got my quarterback. What if they over?
Play action, into the end zone.
Aikman, touchdown. Cowboys take the lead.
Eagles defense is self-destructing. Reggie White, Clyde Simmons aren't even into their moves.
And the Cowboys defense has just bottled up Herschel Walker since that first drive.
When they got rid of me, I thought they were absolutely out of their mind. But I had now come around to understanding the trade. They did not have the draft picks that they needed. They didn't have the players that they needed. That trade changed the game.
Cowboys lead. Blitz coming. Emmett Smith. The 20. Got a block from Irvin, the 10-yard line. A block from Herbert. Touchdown, Emmett Smith.
Philly got to feel how good we really became. We got faster, we got stronger, and we got meaner.
That is an almost perfect punctuation point to this Dallas Cowboy victory.
I knew what kind of competitor Troy was. I knew that he wanted exactly what I wanted.
As the time clicks away now, the final score is the Dallas Cowboys 34 and the Philadelphia Eagles 10.
Once he realized he and I were basically the same person. I wanted everything that he wanted, and I was willing to do everything that he was willing to do in order to make it happen. That's when our relationship really flourished.
Jimmy was intense, but there were times when Jimmy would pull me to the side and look me in the eye, and he's like, you know I love you, don't you? I love you. Jimmy knows how to pour into a player, and a player pour out the best he has every time playing for Coach Johnson.
I understand at times I've been a little bit hard. At times I probably pushed it a little bit far. But super job. You are one game away from the Super Bowl. One game away. How do we go?
The Dallas Cowboys felt like they could come into Candlestick Park and win that football game. But it's not going to happen.
Our whole organization at the 49ers was very committed to football. Profit was a necessary element of operations, but the currency that the 49ers really dealt in was winning. Lombardi trophies were our net worth. Prior to the 1981 season, America's team, if you will, was the Dallas Cowboys. It almost created a sense of obsession within the whole organization, trying to find a way to beat them. And then all of a sudden, we're in this NFC Championship game.
Well, we all know about the success, of course, of the Dallas Cowboys and Tom Landry. The upstart San Francisco 49ers. What do they have to do to win?
And it was a street fight.
Dallas is leading 27-21. 58 seconds left in the game. 3rd and 3.
But when Joe Montana threw that ball into the end zone, and Dwight Clark made that catch that we now know is the catch.
It's a madhouse at Candlestick.
A thunderbolt struck, moved Dallas out of the way. It's as though there was a decree handed down from heaven that this is a new order.
And now it is all San Francisco. They've done it.
That catch set the Niners on the path to becoming the team of the 80s.
The throw to Cooper.
We went on to win that Super Bowl in 1982.
They are the world champion San Francisco 49ers.
Came back and won again in 1985.
Little roll to the right. Montana fires a shot. Hey, hey, hey. 33-yard touchdown 49ers. An offensive show. A brilliant day for Joe Montana.
In 1989, we played the Cincinnati Bengals and won our 3rd Super Bowl. Then went back-to-back against the Broncos in 1990 for our 4th Super Bowl in 8 years.
Montana going for the big man. What a catch by Rice. Unbelievable again. Jerry Rice, human highlight film.
I mean, look, we were unstoppable.
Clearly, at this time, the 49ers are the team of the decade, and they're starting the 90s looking like the team of the 90s.
The 49ers were the gold standard. We had all watched them win at the highest level.
These players were household names. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana.
It's great to be here in New York and hosting Saturday Night Live.
We all looked up to every one of them.
Jerry Rice stands all alone as number 1 in touchdown reception.
I just wanted to be Jerry Rice.
You just got to get out there and do it.
I have a picture of him in my locker, even in college. To me, that was everything.
In that 92 season, you want to come back and win it again. And we felt like we could do it every year.
Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Joe Montana was the man in San Francisco. But in 92, Steve Young was the starting quarterback, and he won the NFL MVP that season. So if you don't get to the Super Bowl, that's failure.
Taking over for Joe Montana is big, because we go to Super Bowls, and we win them. We don't lose championship games, and we don't lose them at home.
You know, just thinking about that season, we were unstoppable. We're 14-2.
This 49er team, I don't know that it isn't the best team that's ever been. Unless something changes, I don't know how the 49ers can be beaten.
But the Cowboys, they were loaded everywhere. And I was like, damn, this is going to be one hell of a fight.
We were the team of the 80s. Then all of a sudden, the Cowboys starting to make their charge. And we didn't like that.
Remember, everybody said, oh, maybe San Francisco's still the best team. Everyone else said we were at least another year away.
The upstart Cowboys are looking to supplant the team of the 80s.
All the talk about Cowboys are too young to go up against the Niners. All this talk.
This game will go a long way to measuring these current Cowboys. They had to turn things completely around, but I think they're a little ahead of themselves.
Are we going to see a repeat of history to where the Niners win again?
or is it going to be the changing of the guard?
NFC Championship game, a win away from Super Bowl 27.
We already knew that was the Super Bowl. That was our Super Bowl. We got to take this back from San Francisco. And it was our time to go get it back.
I was so apprehensive. We get this far and then miss. And so I knew this was the biggest day ever.
There was no doubt the 49ers were the best team in football. So we knew if we could beat them, I was 100% sure we'd win the Super Bowl.
Every year after our Thanksgiving game, our whole family meets at my parents' old ranch in Missouri. Up there, we'll go hunting. That place really reminds me of my dad. I can't tell you the kind of respect that I have for his brilliance. I had a great teacher in my father. And when I first bought the Cowboys, he called me on the phone one morning and said, Jerry, I've got writers up here at my ranch wanting to talk to me about it. He said, son, I just didn't have any idea. I said, I can't believe the visibility. I can't believe the notoriety. He said, let me tell you something. You got to make it look like it works, whether it does or not, by mirrors or smoke or wire. You've got to look the part, because if it doesn't work, you're going to be known as a failure the rest of your life. Let's go around that circle, Stephen. I want to go visit Dad's resting space. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can walk with kings, and if you can meet them with triumph and disaster and treat those imposters just the same, you'll be a man, my son. Kipling. Very proper. My dad told me, you got to make it bigger than life. You got to add a little sizzle to it, and I booked it. You can do that with the Dallas Cowboys.
Meanwhile, at Texas Stadium Thursday night, a Cowboy rally attended by an estimated 70,000 fans, giving Dallas a send-off for Sunday's NFC title game.
More than filling nearly all the available seats. Everybody showed up.
The 1992 pep rally wasn't exactly common fare for pro sports teams. But in this case, I was trying to create a collegiate enthusiasm for the Dallas Cowboys.
It was like a school pep rally, only on a huge scale.
I can imagine what it's going to be like when we win the Super Bowl.
Now they have one thing to say to the 49ers.
This is it, baby! Super Bowl!
We welcome you to Candlestick Park in foggy San Francisco, where 11 years ago in this ballpark, the Cowboys were stopped by Dwight Clark's catch. Today, the roles are reversed, and it's the upstart Cowboys who are looking to supplant the team of the 80s. But the main story is the wet and wild weather, which has saturated the Bay Area with heavy rain.
I was always worried about weather going into a game because of the fact that I just couldn't throw a wet ball.
It's not that Troy doesn't like a wet ball. He can't throw a wet ball.
And the field is like a series of landmines that have gone off. They've actually ripped up the entire middle portion and brought in new grass. They're laying down whole strips of fresh sod.
When we got out there, Jimmy just puts his foot down, and he kind of kicks it. And I knew exactly what he was thinking.
Before the game, we walked the entire field And I charted where it was good footing and poor footing.
The entire middle of this field is outstanding. But when you get off of the dark green and get into the light yellow, check this out. Man, we got us a mess over here.
There wasn't any doubt in my mind we were going to be better prepared.
Well, George Seifert isn't worried about it at all.
I got some other things here I got to attend to. Let them worry about the field.
Live in rainy San Francisco at Candlestick Park, the NFC Championship game between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers.
Make all that old bullshit. I think now, just watching the Cowboys go out there for their introduction, that they know that they're 60 minutes or one football game away from going to the Super Bowl.
Cowboy bench.
When we flew into San Francisco to that NFC Championship game, I could see the oil fields across from the stadium that had helped me buy the Cowboys. And now I was experiencing one of the biggest moments of my life. And I couldn't help but think what a journey it had been to get here. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to own a football team. I grew up in North Little Rock, Arkansas. My father had the typical grocery store. And I grew up, my sister and I, above that store. We were a working class family. And my dad was one of the greatest marketers of all time. I can remember early my parents putting a bow tie on me. And they'd say, now, Jerry, you greet those ladies and smile at them cutely. And I saw marketing, the world of selling. I watched him put bandstands in the middle of a store, and he'd have amateur talent contests. To do what? Buy lettuce? Go sleep, and I'd hear those sounds of commerce. So that's how my twig was bent growing up. When I went to the University of Arkansas, I played football, and I wrote my master's thesis on the role of marketing in modern-day football. Back then, there was no money in pro sports. The model was broke. It was a hobby for rich people. At Arkansas, I started thinking of ways to make this different. The idea of sponsorship to help sell a product or sell a service, creating a brand image, new ways to involve fans, companies, services, things that hadn't been recognized as having value and making them have value. And I told my father, after I graduated college, what I really want to be is involved in the professional football business. I said, that's where my heart is. That's where I daydream about.
'49ers on offense first, and that first strike could be very important.
The Dallas Cowboys, they felt like they could come into Candlestick Park and that they could win that football game, but we were going to send a statement back. It's not going to happen.
We're going to beat the crap out of this young Cowboy team.
A big play early in a game at home kind of sets a tone for what's coming, and that's what you want, right?
Like I said, if you're going to get a big play on a field like this, get it early.
Young just didn't get rid of it. To Rice. Chased by Hope. Touchdown 49. Flag on the play. Penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage.
And it's against the 49ers. You can tell the way they're reacting.
The Cowboys just dodged a bullet.
When you're in a big game like that, you don't mess around. You don't have a holding call on a big touchdown early in the game.
We had two of the best offenses at that time in the league. In that first half, it was one of those heavyweight matches, you know, where both defenses had to play well.
Aikman to Paris Johnston.
They were good defensively in what they were doing. They weren't giving us any big plays down the field.
They beating our running game down and not allowing us to get the space that we need.
Emmett Smith's carry, not a good one.
This thing was going to be a dogfight.
49ers take over. Fumble! And Darrell soon comes up with the ball in the air and gets the recovery for the Cowboys.
In the first quarter, I remember catching a bang 8. It hit me so hard, flipped the nail. Flip. That ain't popped me good. I wouldn't let the ball go, no matter what.
Kick is up and good. Dallas has the first lead, 3-0.
In 91, I'd taken over for an injured Joe Montana. And in that 92 season, I won the MVP while Joe's standing on the sidelines. But now Joe is healthy again for the playoffs. It just added to the dilemma and the drama.
Here's Young. Look to the water. Spins away from Brown.
There was a lot of pressure on Steve.
Here's Young. Looking inside the right.
And he was deliberate.
About a foot away.
Touchdown.
8 plays, 48 yards.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, 7-3, San Francisco. This is KGO Radio News Talk 810. We'll be back after these messages.
Jerry and I got married in college, and he told me then, I want to own a football team. But only Jerry could figure out how to do something like that.
I started at the bottom and had to work my way on up. I had gone to a 3-day insurance selling school, and the idea was think and grow rich.
I'm very happy to have this personal visit with you. Won't you be seated, please?
Don't say $1 million. Let it roll off your tongue. $1 million. Honor it.
Those who enjoy success have established a success thought pattern in their minds.
In my early 20s, sold shoes out of catalogs, and I run into people today that say, Jerry, we bought a pair of those old shoes from you.
And they're like, Jones, that's about the cheapest shoe I've ever bought and worthless.
After that, got involved with the poultry business. I managed a left-handed cruiserweight, and I even had asked the Teamsters group to finance me in 10 pizza parlors.
I remember him, being an entrepreneur, being in the mobile home business, some real estate stuff.
Boy, it was great. Tremendously successful.
And you kind of didn't ever know exactly what Dad did. I remember what is your father's occupation, and it was only self-employed.
And I got real close to owning the San Diego Chargers when I was about 28 years old. When I was borrowing money from Teamsters, a connection helped me get a visit with Jimmy Hoffa.
Hoffa's a known organized crime figure.
Convicted and served time in jail.
Just one in a series of gangland-style murders.
Jimmy Hoffa was one of the most feared names in America. And he basically said, we think we can be a part of being in professional sports. We'll back you and give you the money to buy a team. Ultimately, when I told my father, he was just frightened to no end.
His dad was ready to kill him.
Jerry said, this is insane. What's going to happen when you can't pay? What's going to happen when you don't have an interest payment? What's going to happen there? And he convinced me that this was not worth that. And I was shattered. My dream of football had passed me by.
Pat Summerall with John Madden back at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The 49ers 7, the Cowboys 3 as we begin the second quarter.
Charles Haley looking at every play on that drive to see what they did and how they lined up.
Charles Haley was considered a problem for the San Francisco 49ers. He was moody and inconsistent. Well, he's still a problem for the 49ers, but now he's on the other side of the line.
Is there anything you can tell the Cowboys about the 49ers?
Yeah, I was a songbird. I told everything I knew, and then more.
Charles still played for the 49ers. It became apparent from one of our medical providers that Charles was suffering from a condition.
Charles was particularly difficult, and it was not for the lighthearted.
I remember I'm in one of my first meetings with him. He said, "Hey, Romo." He's in the back of the meeting room, pleasuring himself.
I'm getting something really good on the field.
And our coach, George Seifert, he thought he could handle him. He thought he could deal with him.
There's this one time that he tried to punch George, but he hits this glass window, and his fist went through, and he pulled it back out, and it was pretty ugly.
They're talking shit about me. Now, I gotta be honest, 95% of this, what they were saying was true, but that 5% pissed me the hell off. The 49ers, they would give me anti-inflammatory when I wasn't hurt. What is it? They thought that I was a manic depressant, but nobody told me that. And now, God gave me an opportunity to show them that I was not easy to replace.
Waters, nothing.
Now, the great thing about Charles Haley is if they don't concentrate on Charles Haley, the rest of our defense, it allows them to make plays.
Young to throw it. Sacked and hit by Sears.
I knew the 49ers in and out, and Steve is the key. If we can get in his head, I know we can win.
Haley forces Young to run. Gets away from a couple of Cowboys, does not get a first down.
Charles Haley forced the 49ers to go for a field goal.
No good, no good.
That they missed.
On defense, it was a chess game.
That's where the game is won and lost, right in the trenches.
Aikman back to throw. The sack, a loss of 10.
Hey, I don't know what hardcore drugs are like, but I tell you what, when you and a group of men decide nobody's gonna beat you, that's the best high there is on planet Earth.
Some people say the 49ers are the best team in football. Some people say the Cowboys. These two teams are so close.
They proved that they were powerful. Emmett was explosive. And I was gonna combat that with everything I had.
He'll throw it out. He put everything on the table.
If I had to poke somebody's eyes out, if I had to break a finger, I would do whatever it took to win.
And here comes Charles Haley. He can cause havoc to the offense.
I told them, assholes, they're gonna give me my damn respect today.
Here's Young.
Haley takes him on after he's down, and he doesn't even have a helmet on.
That game for me is easily the most painful that I've ever played in.
Young to throw it. Batted down.
That moment, that kind of history, it became a brawl.
Smith coming up, and he's knocked off his feet. Smith, not much.
And we didn't back down.
Run with Smith. Smith will easily stroll in. Touchdown, Cowboys. And the Cowboys lead it now 10-7.
When you got two dynasties that don't like each other like that, everything leading up to it, the physicality, there was so much anger and stuff on the football field that was happening.
Cowboy blitz again. Young gets rid of it. Right has it.
And that's why Jerry Rice is Jerry Rice.
Over from 38 yards. Is good, and we have a tie score at 10. That's the end of the first half. And we still don't know which is the best team.
But one of the players who put it in perspective, he said, 30 more minutes, men, and the score is 0-0.
At halftime, it was apparent this thing was going to be a bear's ass. And I knew it was going to come down to coaching. But I believed in Jimmy because I'd seen him win.
Welcome to Fayetteville, where football is everything here at the University of Arkansas.
The Razorbacks have enjoyed many great moments on the gridiron, but the last decade has been Arkansas's greatest period of football prosperity.
Every night, I would dream of making the University of Arkansas football team. And consequently, I spent about 5% of my time thinking about college and 95% surviving and playing football.
Every fall, some 200 players fight for 40 roster spots and the chance to play for their school's football team.
I'm out there and I'm busting my butt, striving to get to be a viable player. But I'm sensitive, real sensitive. And every day was a battle for me. In fact, one time, my coach said, "Jones, you've got the lowest tolerance for pain of any kid we've ever had at this school. Toughen up." In those difficult times, that's where bonds are made. And that's where I met Jimmy Johnson.
Jerry and I were roommates. His name started with J. Mine started with J. So that's how they put us together.
I'll be very candid with you. Those were not happy days. But then I got tougher, all of a sudden feeling the elation that you made the team. And in my senior year, being co-captain, that's a moment I'll never forget.
The Razorbacks kick off the season against Oklahoma State, but will they be able to meet the expectations that have been set before them?
And we started that season undefeated.
We had a great start, but then we played University of Texas, and they were the #1 team in the country.
Welcome to Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas. Arkansas has gone 4-0, but can they continue their streak against the #1 team in the nation?
Before the game, our coach said, a little prayer, protect the guys we're playing, and protect these boys too. Now, amen. Now, nail them to the cross.
Catch is made by Hatfield at the 19. Avoids one tackle. Gets a great block. Hatfield is going all the way. Arkansas has scored the first touchdown of the game.
We walked out there and beat the mighty University of Texas.
And Arkansas has ended a 15-game winning streak to reign as the new king of football in the Southwest Conference.
One of the gentlemen on that Razorback team is with us today, Jerry Jones. Jerry, tell us about the big win against Texas.
Of course, we thought we had a real good comeback out here against Texas. I think that gave the seniors a lot of ammunition in their own line and hearts to use.
And for the last half of the season, no one scored on us. We shut out 5 straight opponents.
Jim Johnson pours in to throw him for a 4-yard loss.
Jimmy has a very charismatic personality, and he kind of ingrained in me the camaraderie of being in the fray.
Jerry Jones with the chase down tackle, and he jars the ball loose.
Football, it's a bonding thing with people that you care about.
Arkansas's defense has scored again. Their 3rd straight shutout.
You can't go through that stress without bonding yourself going forward.
The Razorbacks continued to improve, and an unbeaten season was now on the horizon.
Really, the entire year just showed us how little difference there is between winning and losing.
And now the idea of winning the national championship wasn't just something you could read in a paper. It could actually happen to you. And we were playing in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, of all places.
Hi, everybody, from the sold-out Cotton Bowl Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Arkansas undefeated this year. Can they keep it going against the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
And I'll never forget walking in there and hearing the roar of 75,000 screaming fans. And I looked around, and I'm telling you, you just couldn't believe what you were seeing.
The touchdown calls for hammering Bobby Burnett. He takes the pitch out to the right, cuts back inside, and carries the Cornhusker into the end zone for the score.
The emotions that went through us to win that ball game really were life-changing. That experience set a tone for the rest of my life. And I found out my dreams could happen to me.
It was such a great feeling. We knew we were the best.
And when we flew back to Fayetteville, Arkansas, the little town in the hill, not just me, every person on that team changed. We were never the same. And from that point forward, I just wanted to be a part of that.
Okay, we're just about set to begin the second half here at Candlestick.
I think if the Cowboys are going to be successful, I think that Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin have to make big plays.
Halftime, you have your game plan, but you had to make adjustments to the thing.
Now, for both these teams going in, it's 30 more minutes to the Super Bowl.
They said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the football and we're going to ram it right down their throat. See if they can stop us.
Smith with room. First down, Dallas.
If they loaded up the box to stop it, then we got the ball to Michael. If they tried to get Michael, and we got the ball to Alvin Harper.
Just get in. Don't beat it. I'm fucking all right.
And then if they take away the passing game, then we would hand the ball back to him. And that was the greatness of North Turner's offense.
By land or by air,
we're going to get the job done.
The Cowboys' offensive line are really dominating the line of scrimmage.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
I think you have to give the Cowboys credit for making very good halftime adjustments.
Once we made the adjustments, once we took the lead, once we took control of the game, then the defense took over.
Young is sacked by Casillas.
This defensive team plays so well, and they're so well coached.
It's good at 17-13. Back Aikman, caught by Irvin.
We had so much respect for the 49ers that we just never let up.
Aikman's really been hot this second half. Whatever they did at halftime works because he has matured into a real effective quarterback.
And Jimmy never let up.
And again, it started to rain.
That's the way he coached, and the players responded to that.
Smith broke away from a couple of tacklers and got a Dallas first down.
In that third quarter, we were the very best.
Smith again.
These players knew there wasn't a dream. They knew it was a belief.
First down, Dallas.
We expect to win.
Aikman back. He's pressured. He throws it out. Smith's there. He's got the first down coming right to 5. And it's touchdown, Dallas.
These have been 2 great championship drives. Those are drives that put you in Super Bowls.
Because of the environment that Jimmy fostered. We had confidence in each other beyond just the game.
Young to throw, under pressure.
That could be the play that put the 49ers away.
To be able to intercept the ball from a Hall of Fame player like Steve Young, you can't put an emotion on it. You don't think it's ever going to happen. It's actually happening.
This expectation, the self-fulfilling prophecy, this happened day one, building through that 89 season.
Canova check.
It built up to this point.
This whole franchise, I mean, Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, the team they put together, done an amazing job.
Our motto was death before defeat. You got to kill us before we lose this game.
Cowboys lead it 24-13. 4th down and about maybe a yard. Dallas timeout.
Getting inside that 20, the defense always got tough. Jimmy Johnson will probably kick a field.
In the fourth quarter, it's 4th and 1, and Jimmy looked up there and said, we scored a touchdown. It's over.
Dallas going for the first down.
This is unbelievable. You played the whole season to get here. I'll tell you, it doesn't get better than this.
I know you got analytics and you got percentages, but let's get out there and win this damn game.
This cost him the game. Jimmy Johnson is second-guessed all the way until his grave.
Kind of a cocky move when they kicked the field goal.
We trained under pressure. And these moments that require us to step up and rise in, our focus is heightened. Our attention to detail is heightened. And we're going to grind it down right now.
7:06 still to be played.
Cowboys were that close to put him away, and now they have a heck of a fight in their hands.
That stop on 4th and 1 was all we needed, and we had to strike fast.
It might sound terribly arrogant, but even if we were behind, even if it didn't look good, you'd have these visions of it's only a matter of time.
49ers at their own 6.5-yard line.
I was on a quest to see how good I could get, and so I was ready to stretch it out and go.
Young to throw it.
The 49ers know that they have to get 2 scores and want to get that first one as quickly as possible.
First down, San Francisco at the 23.
The thing that would really fire him up is hit a big one to Jerry Rice.
Young outside to Rice. They move into Dallas territory.
For us, back into the ball game in the 4th quarter, that's how we usually do it. Just fact.
You talk about a game and momentum changers. 49ers came out without a huddle. Steve Young has been very, very effective.
Doesn't take those 49ers long to move the length of the field.
Look, we're not going to lose the game. Like, we might be down, we're not going to lose it. Let's go finish this.
This is a guy who's looking for his playmaker.
Touchdown 49. Boy, that's a remarkable play by Steve Young and Jerry Rice.
Now we got a championship game. This is what it's all about. The losing team is out. The winning team goes to the Super Bowl.
When the 49ers cut it to 4, you really began to feel the pressure of what was at stake.
First down, Dallas at their 20.
There's 4 minutes left. 49ers have all the momentum on their side. Crowd's going crazy. We knew we had to do something offensively or we were going to lose this game.
Norv called down, he said, Jimmy, what do you want me to run? I said, what's the safest play you got to get the first down?
Most people say you run it twice and try to run out the clock. Not against this group. I had seen Young in the 4th quarter take the ball the length of the field multiple times, 40 seconds, much less 4 minutes.
So Norv says, I want to throw the slant to Michael.
This is real risk. We're rolling the dice again.
A lot of guys don't want you to make that call on a first down because an incomplete pass, you stop the clock, you gave them an extra minute. And then the concern about the wet field.
I said, Norv, remember when I charted the field? This area here is where it was poor footing. Their defense is going to have a sharp cut. So if we do this, make sure we don't slip. Because if we slip, we're going to lose the game.
When I hired Jimmy, I had said he's worth 5 Heisman Trophy winners. So I believed that he could pull it out.
I said, okay, let's throw the slant to Michael.
The game's on the line, man. You're getting the damn ball.
So now the play comes in, 896 F flat. Michael would be running the skinny post on the 8, and Alvin Harper would be running the curl route. So we called that play probably 6 times earlier in the game. And the ball had gone to Alvin Harper every time we'd called that play.
We need playmakers. It was tight. This is it. So this time, I run to Alvin's spot. I told Harper, go run my shit. He hadn't thrown the ball over there the whole game.
I'm looking at line of scrimmage. Michael screwed up the formation.
And Troy, he goes, what are you doing? I said, run the damn play.
4:14 to play in the football game, and the Cowboys come out for the biggest drive in probably 12 years.
So I'm going to the line, and Alvin's now over here to my left. Michael's running the curl to my right, and I'm looking at a coverage the Niners hadn't shown before. As I'm going through the cadence, I'll never forget it, I'm thinking to myself, do I trust Alvin on this route?
You're this close. When you've worked all year to get in a championship game, you're here, one of these teams are going to play the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
Aikman is going to throw.
We threw the slant where it was poor footing, and their defensive back slips.
Harper's breaking away. Harper's got midfield.
Oh, my God, man. I'm supposed to make the play. I was running with my football.
Alvin's running down the field. Michael's trailing behind Alvin, and he's yelling, "That was my ball. That should have been my ball."
Harper's got the 30. Harper's got the 20. Harper's got the 10.
And Aikman hit Alvin Harper. At that moment, I had flashbacks of how I got there. That screaming gas coming out of that well. All of the traumatic experience and all of that relentless criticism. All of that left you like a spirit out of your body.
It's the play all Cowboys fans remember. It's what everyone remembers from that game.
Troy come right back. That's what you get. That's what you get.
There's a point where you get in a game and you realize you're going to the Super Bowl. This time it was that pass to Alvin Harper.
And it was emotional, very emotional.
Calvin Martin, touchdown. Cowboys advance to the Super Bowl. Rainbow behind the Cowboy bench. And the pot of gold down at the bottom of that rainbow for that bunch of guys.
Right now, there's no better feeling than those Cowboys are having.
I never looked at myself as a missing piece. It takes 11 guys with one mission to be champions of the world.
Trading Charles Haley to the Dallas Cowboys, I still say today, that was the worst mistake we ever made.
For me, in the situation I was in, that game, losing that game made it significantly harder.
We just beat the hell out of the best team in football. After 4 years and everything we'd been through, we were the very best. And so, hey, there's no mixed emotions. I'm proud of being the best.
The Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1978 season.
After that game against the 49ers, it had been almost 30 years since I'd had that same feeling. And now with the Dallas Cowboys, it wasn't just a dream to be a part of winning. I knew right then and there that dark hole that I dug to get involved in the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys, the sun had finally come out. And all of a sudden I realized my next target was going to be Super Bowl.
I really, really appreciate the opportunity that Jerry gave me with the Dallas Cowboys. And he told me, he said, you do it. And so I did it.
And I'll never forget, Jimmy gets up there and starts talking.
But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Every single one of you. You did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is...
What he said at that moment, it just captured it all.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
I woke up and it was a perfect day. which the Rose Bowl always seems to get. Vibrant colors, and you've got the mountains in the background, and it was a majestic day. And I remember going to the stadium and really monitoring my emotions, and I felt totally at peace.
I'll never forget walking in there. It was almost surreal. I thought, this is like a movie. And it's going to be watched by 150 million people.
مرحبا بكم في مباراة البافالو بيلز ضد دالاس كاوبويز. أمريكا's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Most people don't understand how difficult it is to get to the Super Bowl first and foremost. But it doesn't mean a thing if you don't win it.
I was shocked because normally I would have butterflies, but I was really thrilled that I was so calm.
I thought this was going to be a regular game, but it wasn't. It wasn't a regular game, man.
It wasn't until they did player introductions, and when they introduced me and I ran out onto the Rose Bowl turf, it felt like I got hit.